Marsden, in his work, The Outrageous Idea of Christian Scholarship, looks at the current role of adherents of Christianity and believers within the context of our pluralistic society in general and higher education in particular. While it may be simplistic to categorize Marsden's work based solely on the title of his book, his opinions, reasoning, and logic are far more complex. So much so that it may be difficult to synthesize his overall theme and details of that theme in a short and very concise summary and video. While arguing that the basic tenets as well as details of Christian belief are in one sense non-negotiable to the believer, in another sense, he's a proponent of a pluralistic society as long as the Christian view is included within that society. Beginning his logical flow of reasoning, he explains why Christianity may have been pushed out of this education system, and the American education system over the past century or so has been secularized. In a previous work, The Soul of the American University, From Protestant Establishment to Established University or Established Non-Belief, Marsden detailed the process by which liberal Protestants dismantled the original university system of the United States, much of which was founded and based on religious Christian education, and evolved that system into a secularly based educational process in which religious viewpoints were actively repressed, or at the very least, relegated to a position limited to the study of, as opposed to the inclusion within. He explains that he views his current work as an opportunity to explain more fully the concepts originally proposed and discussed in his previous book. At the risk of oversimplification, Marsden questions the need for relegating Christian viewpoints and Christian theology into essential oblivion in order to preserve the pluralistic nature of our greater society. He says, in part, that may be based on the original assumption of separation of church and state. He argues, however, that the Christian point of view does not necessarily preclude the personal validity of any other viewpoint, but should also be included within that discussion and educational system. To expand the subject, other references consulted and reviewed here include a reference collection reflecting on Christian-focused education around the world. That work, Christian Higher Education, A Global Reconnaissance, is a series of articles and essays by various authors exploring and discussing the state and development of Christian educational opportunities within countries other than the United States. The overall conclusion of the editors of that book is that Christian education and expansion is growing faster in the third world than in either North America or Europe. Educator Stephen Hurley discusses the growth and renaissance of Christian education, along with the evangelical turn of American Christianity, which he details in his work, The Coming Rise of Christian Education, How Political and Religious Trends Are Fueling a Surge in Christian Schooling. He discusses his evaluation of the increasing presence of Christian educational facilities and interest in those facilities. At this, Marsden, along with Turley, would both say, I believe, that the fact of increasing Christian-focused enrollment is due to an increasing percentage of the population returning to a more religious, hence more Christian heritage and belief, and that post-secondary educational trends reflect that statistic. Of course, there is a focal differential between Marsden and Turley, with Marsden taking a more pluralistic view. In summary, I would conclude that George Marsden has provided a very insightful and enlightening view of including the Christian viewpoint within an otherwise secular educational environment. He's provided a strong and factual-based set of reasons why that would be a beneficial and legitimate addition to our educational institutions. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your attention.